All right, let's get right into it. We're talking about Manchester United, one of the biggest football clubs on the planet, and they are in a real crisis. And out of that crisis comes this absolutely shocking rumor about a familiar face possibly returning to the manager's seat.
You know, this one question really gets to the heart of everything we're about to unpack. It just perfectly sums up the panic, the confusion, and the massive stakes of what the club is facing. Is this a stroke of genius, or is it pure madness?
So, let's kick things off with the news itself. It's a story that has sent some serious shockwaves through the football world. And honestly, for a lot of people, it feels, well, just unthinkable.
There it is, plain and simple. The club is apparently giving serious thought to bringing back their former player and manager, Ole Gunnar Solkjaer, for a second go. I mean, this is the same guy they sacked from this very job not that long ago.
And right away, you see the problem, don't you? It's a huge dilemma. For some, hey, maybe this is a second chance for a club legend to get it right under totally new owners. But for others, this feels like a terrifying step in the wrong direction, a sign that the club is fresh out of new ideas.
Now, to really understand why this is such a bombshell, we have to rewind a bit. Solskjaer's time at the club was complicated, which is exactly why this whole thing feels like a massive case of déjà vu. What's so fascinating here is how you can split his last run into two totally different stories. First, you had the interim manager, right? The hero who came in, changed the mood, and pulled off some incredible results. But then came the permanent contract, and, as our source puts it so bluntly, things didn't go down well. That led to him being fired, leaving behind a really complicated legacy.
So you might be asking, why on earth would they even consider this? And here's the logic. The big thing that's changed is the ownership. Ineos, the new guys running the football side of things, they weren't around for that final messy chapter. So in their minds, this could be a totally clean slate, pairing a guy the fans love with a brand new, hopefully more competent team behind the scenes.
But to get why they're even thinking about such a drastic move, you have to look at the grim reality of Manchester United on the pitch right now.
This is just brutal, but according to our source, it's spot on. Old Trafford isn't a fortress anymore. It's become a place where other teams show up actually expecting to get a result. That fear factor, it's completely vanished.
And wow, this quote just drives that point home, doesn't it? This is apparently how mid-table teams feel when they see Manchester United on the schedule. It's not a scary challenge anymore. It's a gift. It's an answered prayer for some easy points.
And that's the key phrase from our source. The club has lost its fight, its identity. They've become a soft touch, a team you can rely on to give away points and chances no matter who they're playing.
So, with all that chaos on the field, the new owners, Ineos, are under a massive microscope. Whatever they do next is a huge gamble that's going to define their entire era at the club.
And here comes the sharpest criticism. The source suggests that by even thinking about a move like this, Ineos might be showing that they just don't get the world of football. It's a really harsh take that calls their whole strategy into question.
So where's that criticism coming from? Well, check this out. Ineos made their fortune in the oil industry, a world with pretty stable, predictable rules. Football, on the other hand, is the exact opposite. It's chaotic, it's emotional, and as the source so perfectly puts it, it's more dynamic than a headless chicken.
And that's the real billion-dollar question, isn't it? Can you take the same rigid, data-driven thinking that works in the corporate world and apply it to the beautiful, unpredictable chaos that is a football club? That question is hanging right over Old Trafford.
Which brings us to the final, critical decision. All the history, the current mess, the questions about the new owners, it all boils down to this one choice.
Our source suggests, maybe a little sarcastically, that the club needs a really simple mission. And no matter who they pick, the goal is clear: restore the club to its former glory. The size of that task is just enormous.
So we're left with these three huge questions. Do you roll the dice on Solskjaer and just hope that this time, with the new structure, it'll be different? Do you hold out for someone better, an elite manager who might not even be available? Which leads to that final, agonizing question: if it's not Ole, then who is it?
And we end on this really deep and maybe a little pessimistic thought. The source frames the situation as a mess so big, so tangled, that maybe no single person can fix it. It forces us to ask, is the problem the manager, or is the problem the club itself? That's a question that's going to define the future of Manchester